Hello everybody, it is Galeriot here, back on 59 Gaming Mobile, and today I am here with a new video on the state of SDS Grand Cross. Now, a lot of things have been happening in Grand Cross recently, or not a lot of it has also been happening on Grand Cross, with the, stuff about Ragnarok. It was supposed to get an anime, hasn't got an anime. Bond running rampant on PvP and stuff, so I had to bring on a expert in SDS, and that's Trocho. Trocho, say hello, mate.
Hello.
And I had to also bring on Nagato as well. Of course, the guy.
I have numbers.
and
Who's the expert?
Yeah,
no,
of course, exactly. I just had to bring you on as the side piece, and Trocho was the main guy, of course.
I mean, I did upload a Grand Cross video this week, so
There you go. Now, of course, I had to bring on Nagato for this one because he knows a lot about the game. More than Trocho and I know. I only played the game for like 3 months on each server tops. Trocho, like 6 months on each server tops.
What?
How long did you play the game?
For a long time. I played it from the beginning of launch of JP till like pretty close to second year.
That's 6 months on each server. That's fine. We move. Nah. All right, there you go. So Trocho really is an expert at the game, but of course, recent things have come up. Especially I think it was Netmarble's earnings have cropped up, and of course you can go onto their website. You can look it up. Well, we'll put a screenshot on the screen right now here as well. SDS's revenue isn't doing so hot. It's dropping down massively. I've heard KR isn't even making 5 figures anymore, or it's really close to just 5 figures, basically, the KR version of the game. Nagato, tell us a little bit about what's happening. Is there a reason why? Just give us a bit of an idea on what's happening.
The reason why they haven't made money is they thought they were Dokkan, alright? They really thought they could just use the same gameplay loop forever and people would just be happy and keep consuming it. They really thought that. And it's biting them in the ass because people are very tired of the game. And on top of people being tired, they just keep pushing this agenda that like game progression is just leveling up your characters more and more. Like not leveling up like leveling up, like having more and more things to do with your character. Like they from the beginning, right? Like there's level cap, right?
Yeah.
And then there's awakening, which was from the inception of the game. That's what happened. And then also cosmetics. But then they released upgradable materials for the cosmetics. And then they released Super Awakening. And then they released now the Holy Relics. And it's just then the level 90 Super Awakening keeps getting more and more expensive. It just gets annoying. Like It's not even like the whales necessarily are stopping to spend money because the game is just bad now. It's just annoying. It's insanely annoying to do that every 2 weeks. Every like just put in perspective, when you pull a new character in a gacha game and you start using it almost right away, you just level it up real quick. It takes me like an hour to get my characters ready now. Because I need to level it up. I need to make sure I have food to get the affinity up. I need to make sure to have the cosmetic upgrade materials. I need to buy the cosmetics. I need to level up the cosmetics, which takes a long time. Sometimes I have to make you wear gear for them, which takes forever. I need to super awaken them. I need to level 90 them. I need to do so much every patch, and that just gets annoying. It's just annoying.
No, I can see that definitely being a big cause for concern, because like you said, right, like Dokkan, when you pull a unit, all you have to do is like 7 runs of a stage and then you're good to go, pretty much, right? You're great to start
off. The thing
is
that the 7 runs of the stage, you're actually playing the game.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not playing the game when I'm leveling up a character in Grand Cross.
Yeah.
I already have to have the materials ready, because if I don't, it's gonna take weeks.
Yeah, of course. Especially, as a content creator, you have to get ready for the next unit, like almost immediately. Make sure you're stocked up and ready to go, right? Of course.
It's not even as a content creator, as any player, right? If you just want to use it, it either takes forever to get the materials, right? Like, you don't have any raid materials, forget it. You're not getting it this week. Like,
Yeah, that's one thing I will say about raid
nah,
materials.
you are getting. I'm exaggerating. You're just not getting today.
I mean,
It's
yeah.
just like
Yeah, no, that's
it's
the one
the
thing.
material consumption is crazy for each new character that comes out.
Yeah, I was just thinking, is there, I mean, with the way they've done the raids, right? Is there been any changes to how the raid system works since the start of the game? Because that's one thing I've always felt they had to do as they progressed on, especially for earlier levels. I mean, I understand at the start of the game why earlier levels you had to farm the amount you had to, because that was the only thing you had to do at the start, right? But now, like you mentioned, with the addition of Super Awakening and, you know, obviously a new level cap as well at level 90 and whatnot, could they have done a better job in potentially easing it, or easing the start at
They
least?
could have just removed leveling like altogether. There's no need. You are gonna level 90 a character. Like some things, like I think like holy relics are actually pretty cool because they are something that for now is like a super big investment, right?
Yeah.
It's not that it's expensive. You can't buy them. You can't put money on that. It's just in-game progression, right? If you give a character a holy relic, you're making a big commitment. I think that's cool. What's not cool is that I need to make a big commitment every time I get a new character because level 90 a character is a pain in the ass. I think you don't like leveling up a character is necessary, right? You need to level up a character. You need to super awaken them. You need to do all these things. I think they could just cut raids, or they could just cut awakening, cut something, something, because that's the consensus from all players. That is just annoying. Also, they keep releasing too many characters. They're just not very good.
Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. I think Trocho, you might be able to correct me on this one, or Nog as well if you want to. Wasn't it a couple of months ago? Didn't they release like back-to-back festival units like 3 times in a row or something like that?
2 times in a row, yeah.
Yeah, is it? What's the idea behind it? Was there like a necessity behind it, or was it just
They
like
wanted to
money?
make a dual festival like every game does,
Yeah.
but they failed to recognize that when you do a dual fast, you drop them at the same time. You don't drop them 2 weeks apart.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that when you drop it, let's say I'm using Dokkan because they do it all the time, right? The dual Dokkan festivals.
Yeah.
When you drop a dual Dokkan festival, you see the option right in front of you. Which one do I want to summon for? What they did was they dropped the banner, and then no one had any idea. Like they didn't say anything when they dropped the first banner about a second banner dropping as well. And so no one knew, and everyone just aped in the banner, right?
Yeah, of course.
Fair enough. The second banner was kind of garbage at the time, right? So no one should have summoned anyways. But that was just straight up weird, releasing festivals back to back. And I mean, I'm not saying, you know, it's the concept of 2 festivals like that is not that weird because again, dual festivals is a normal concept for gacha games.
Yeah, of course.
It's just very strange not dropping them at the same time and just being like, yeah, guys, so this is a thing now. And then after the backlash, they were like, yeah, I know you guys didn't like that, so not happening anymore, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing. At least they acknowledge that. That's one thing I will say they tend to do sometimes, is that they acknowledge where they're going wrong. But it always
they
feels...
acknowledge but never do anything.
Yeah, that's the thing I was just gonna come to.
They've acknowledged everything for like 2.5 years, and they still keep making mistakes that they know people would hate.
Yeah, it's just weird because it's just like they have such a... I mean, it's... SDS is a semi-popular IP. It's not on the levels of like a Bleach or Dragon Ball.
It's a garbage IP. Come on, you don't have to,
I'm giving it some credit. Yeah, I mean, to be honest,
nah, it's a garbage IP.
Yeah,
like,
I
think the story is good. I genuinely think the story is good.
Yeah,
the ending's kind of shit, but I think that the story is good. It just has a really bad reputation.
Yeah, especially after season 3.
To be fair, it kind of deserves its bad reputation.
Listen, it's not my fault. The guy's a creep. But
every character is a creep.
Yeah.
It's just the thing is that the game became popular because it was a really good game, right?
Yeah.
Unlike other games that were piggybacked by their IP. Not gonna name that many games, Legends. Grand Cross was a really good game from the get-go. What happened was they got very comfortable with that, and that was their mistake. that was just their mistake. They got very comfortable.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I think that happens in gacha games as well. I mean, you can tell, like, for example, Fate Grand Order, right? I mean, the quality of life changes that come to that game are like once in every blue moon, and even then, it's stuff that should have been in the game like 3 to 4 years ago, right? I think there is a thing of companies becoming a bit too comfortable, but I think especially in the situation of SDS, like you said, right? The IP has been garbage, especially since the release of season 3 and that whole shambles of a season, effectively. Obviously, let's talk a bit about another side of SDS, and that's the PvP side. The side that everybody says is the best side of SDS, at least at the start, right? From what I've been hearing, and it's, well, when I say hearing, it's mainly just your tweets as well as the Hall's tweets. Because you're the only two people I follow that chat about SDS. So, Bon, let's talk a bit about him and give me an idea on what the situation is with him. Because to me,
thing is, right?
Yeah,
when he came out, he was the best unit in the game, right? And that's fair enough because it was the second anniversary, and anniversary characters should be the best units in the game. So fair enough. But then they released Margaret, which was the new best unit in the game. When was that? So those two banners that dropped back to back were Margaret and Cusack, which should have Cusack should not have been a festival. He's as side of a character as you can be. But Margaret came out. I'm actually getting the timeline. So the Margaret came out, and she effectively was the best unit in the game because when she came out, she was garbage. And for the first, she wasn't garbage. She was okay. And for the first time ever, they buffed the unit. And when I say they buffed the unit, they went too far, and they made her like far and away the best unit in the game.
Didn't they buff after her banner left? So if he didn't summon, it's like, oh well.
No, her banner was still there.
It was okay. That's nice of them then.
They buffed her because they released Ludo. It's Ludo. Margaret is Lucio in Margaret's body. And it was the best unit in the game. And they released Cusack, which was a bond counter, which was absolutely stupid because the meta was Margaret now. So why would you summon for Cusack, being that his only function in the game is to counter a unit that's not meta? So, I don't know if this was intentional by them. But after Cusack's banner left, was it after? No, it was when it was still there, but after it was when people were able to actually get it. 2 weeks later, they released Holy Relics, which are, again, I just said, the new biggest investment because there's this new activity. For the first time ever, they actually released a very difficult PvE activity, actually stupid hard. And it's the only way you can get Holy Relics. You can't buy them with money. You can't. You were supposed to, but people are not happy with it, so they removed it, and they haven't brought it up ever since. So what they did was, for starters, all the units that got Holy Relics were humans. Meaning, all units that got this very powerful boost were perfect to run with Bond, including Bond. Bond also got the Holy Relic. So the only team in the game that has full Holy Relics is Bond's team. So no other team in the game can compete. Just simply, you can't compete. I win against Bond. You win against a Bond bot, all right? You're not winning against a real Bond. You're not winning against a real player using Bond. You're just not. If you're not using Bond, you're not gonna win. Simple as that. It's that strong. I'm not joking. It's that strong, because I'm not gonna bother talking about the effects. They essentially made so whatever thing that you did before to punish Bond, you can't, right? The thing that you do first to punish Bond would be to kill Arthur, because then he would have no taunt. But if you kill Arthur, Twigo comes from the back with 2 turns of taunt. So you can't punish him anymore, because they gave it, unironically, Twigo has made the biggest impact out of the whole meta.
I never thought I would
because
hear that.
he actually got the effect that when he comes to the battlefield, he gets true turn taunt and a massive HP buff. So you can't punish Ban anymore, because the only way you could punish Ban was killing Arthur, and the moment you kill Arthur, he gets another taunt. So all they have to do is push ult as fast as possible and they win. That's it. And Ban battles are like who gets the ult first wins.
Oh my god. I can imagine that, to be honest.
And so really it's not a good time right now. It's really not. And there's one person who can do really well against Ban. It's called Cusack, that no one summoned for because Ban wasn't meta when he came out. And so there is a unit that counters him very well, just no one uses him. And so there's no punishment for Ban, so everyone uses him.
Okay.
And it's very frustrating because every new unit that comes out that's supposed to be a PvP unit is just garbage. Because they can't compete. They just straight up can't compete. This new Merlin came out today. And she's a PvP unit, but she's green and Ban is red. So what are you supposed to do?
Oh my god, yeah, no, that's just stupid. That's absolutely stupid. I had a quick question actually about Cusack. So I assume he's not returned, but even if you did have him, based on what you're saying and from what it looks like, I see he has, obviously, you've said he's a counter, but is he even efficient as a counter against Ban? Like, have you tried it out? And does it work completely fine?
Yeah. If you have Cusack, you're gonna win against Ban every time.
Okay, good. But
no one is. That's the thing.
Yeah.
No one summoned for his mana because it would be actually stupid. Just, like, they just released a Bastion in the game, which was Margaret, so everyone spent all their gems on the Margaret. And there was no reason to summon for Cusack because Ban wasn't meta.
And then Ban became meta immediately after. That's actually that's so dumb that they did that. That's
so, like, you face Cusack here and there, but you need to be a good player. Like, I'm not saying you require a massive amount of intellect to use Cusack, but if you're using Ban and you face Cusack, majority of the times you're still gonna win because they probably still won't know what to do.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, that makes sense. I mean,
I mean, the only way they're gonna make the meta change is by releasing Holy Relics for other good characters. Because the only characters that have got Holy Relics were not good, except Ban. Yeah,
that's also something you mentioned, Holy Relics, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't know what their thought process was regarding the payment structure for that initially, but obviously you've mentioned that they are not pushing it out anymore, right? So at least that's good.
No, you can't. Like, the activity is super hard, so you need to be a whale to, like, effectively farm it. But you can only get it technically for free.
Okay, that's somewhat, at least it's something good. I mean, the difficult content aside, it's at least something.
The best Holy Relic in the game is Twigo's, which is completely free. You can just infinitely farm the materials for it.
Oh, that's actually good then. That's a good thing, I suppose then. Trocho, if you want, can you give an idea about Ragnarok as well? Because I know very little about it, but I remember it being extremely hype. And then Nag, if you want.
Ragnarok was, like, hyped up to be something massive in the stream. I guess according to Nagato, they said it was an anime. From what I understood is they said it would have the content of an anime or something, but it just didn't have, like, anything. It came out, the story was mid, and what's most weird about it is they said they've been working on it since before Grand Cross even released. Like, I guess they got the rights to make a Grand Cross game or something like some game, and they're like, alright, our own original story, which they kind of already had. Like, they already had OC characters like Lily and whatnot. But Ragnarok, apparently, they'd been working on it for a very, very long time, and a lot of money and everything had gone into it. So people were, really excited for it, thinking, oh, hey, this, pretty cool gacha game is getting its own original characters and own original story. And then it came out, and I'm pretty sure the characters sucked on arrival. At least I'm pretty sure the original ones did. Like, it came out with, like, Diane, like, Brunhilde or whatever her name was, and she wasn't that great from what I remember. It was just a bit of a letdown. Not very epic.
Yeah, I will say I'll go and talk a bit about it as well from my perspective as somebody who's looking in from the outside, right? Before we jump to Nag when he comes back with his food, so that we can go to him regarding the units themselves. When Ragnarok
Yeah,
was
I'm back.
for okay, perfect. I'll just quickly give my point as well. When Ragnarok came out, or when it was announced, I remember everybody was thinking it was a collab, and then we obviously found out it was their own original story. I thought it was pretty cool because, again, like Trocho mentioned, it's an original story. They said, they said it was an anime, or it was going to be an anime, and for a gacha game to make their own anime, especially that early on, I was pretty impressed because the only other games that did an anime were at the time FGO and Azure Lane, which obviously they have money like lying around basically, whereas SDS newer game IP is not that popular, so very impressive. But they haven't necessarily fulfilled their promises of it being an anime. There has been nothing on it. I've not heard anything good about the story itself in the game. So let's talk a bit about the unit side of things. Now, how are the units from Ragnarok? Are they any good, or is it just like throwaway units?
Yeah,
that
so
they've
far
shown?
they've been good.
Okay.
The first batch was Sigurd and Tonar. Sigurd is a very good unit to run with Assault Melee. And Tonar was a really good unit for the Belmoth raid. And then they released Brunhild, which is the best unit for the big bird.
Okay.
I've
seen the big bird being for the holy relics, right? Because I remember reading your tweets about a big bird and holy relics multiple times. So yeah, that's okay. That's for it.
And then now today, they also released like a Ragnarok DN and Ragnarok Lost Vein, which is like the characters on that side story. It's just the end and Meliodas. And today they dropped another character, this big boob lolly.
Okay.
Nagerda. She's okay. She's garbage. I've been using her for the past few hours. She's pretty garbage, but she's probably gonna be really good in a few weeks when they release support for her.
Gotcha.
Because that's something that actually does piss me off, is that they always release a character. Not always, but a lot of the time, they release a character and they're not very good at release. They're just not. And then they release support for them like multiple times until they become good. And it's like, how was I supposed to know that I was supposed to recommend this unit?
Yeah.
Like retroactively, people be clowning on me like, oh, you said this unit was bad, now it's bad. Yeah, it was bad. Kusak was bad when he came out.
Yeah.
He was garbage. Now he's really good. What can I do? Like
let it out.
I can just
man.
retroactively change my opinion.
Yeah. No, I know,
Like,
because
they do that all the time.
Yeah, I think Trocho was mentioning like the units were bad originally, but I guess that means he wasn't.
Trocho knows nothing.
I mean,
No, I remember people bashing the Tonar girl because she was only good for that one raid, and like that's
She's only
whatever.
good. She was made for it.
Yeah.
But she makes it very easy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have to agree with you. I don't understand why they just don't do like, I mean, again, we come back to Dokkan, right? Where obviously they have the main unit, and especially recently in the last couple of months / last year, right? They have the support unit literally on the same banner as the main unit, which obviously works well, right? So I don't understand why, Grand Cross just doesn't do that as well, potentially, right? Where they have that main unit and then maybe have a support unit lying in the background as a new unit as well. Yeah, no, that's just so weird. So let's wrap it up now. Obviously, we've gone over some of the bad flaws. Is there anything you would want to point out that I haven't, spoken about, that I don't know much about, that you think you want to talk about as well now?
The biggest reason they stopped printing money, right, was because in the beginning, all the whales rushed. They rushed so hard and spent as much money possible to get maxed out, right?
Yep.
Today, I spend maybe 1/10 of what I used to spend back in April, May of 2020 when the game came out, right?
Yeah.
Or Global came out. Because There's not much of a need. You don't need to buy the materials you used to need to buy. What they tried to do was they tried to create materials to buy, which is what's happening, right? Like, you keep complaining, you need to do all these things for the character. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make you buy other materials. They're trying to make a necessity. That's their mistake. They're trying to forcibly make necessities, you know? Unnecessary necessities. Things that I've never seen other games do, you know? Imagine if Dokkan tomorrow adds weapons, like an AK-47 for Goku or something, and you had to use it. Like, you had to, because all activities scaled to it, and you could actually, like, buy for real money, right? That's what Grand Cross is effectively doing all the time, and that's their issue. If they stopped doing that, the population of the game wouldn't be as upset and stop quitting.
I mean, because the issue too is, like, no new players can get in. Like, it's just impossible.
It's a big wall.
Yeah.
I think also a big mistake they have is the whole design of the box. You know, when you open your box and you see all those posters of characters you don't have, that's very demoralizing.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's one thing I was going to say, because I'm a huge fan of ReZero, right? I was, slightly thinking of coming back, but then just like you mentioned, the wall that's there to kind of, level up and everything. I was just like, I'm kind of, I'm good. I'm not interested in coming back again, because it's gonna be the same thing where I just play the game for like a couple of weeks and then I'm stopping again. Especially because of the
if you come back to the game now, right? You need to farm the coin stage that they added to get materials to upgrade your cosmetics. You need to farm the new raid, which is hard if you're a new player. You need to farm the big bird. You need to farm the anvil or the super awakening coin stage so you can upgrade your characters or reroll gear. You just need to farm so much to get started.
Yeah.
One thing though, you don't need to do all that to just get champ 5 in PvP. A big misconception people have is that you need to be a whale to get like top rank PvP. I personally ran the test when the 1 came out. In a week, I got max rank in PvP on a free-to-play account. In a week. You just can't be stupid. I didn't even re-roll. I just got a new account and did it. So,
Yeah. No, I understand where you're coming from. The one thing I will say, you just mentioned it, right? A lot of farming, right? I felt that has always been the case with Grand Cross, to be honest. That's one of the reasons why I kind of stopped playing, as well as, like, it required me to have my phone on 24/7 or BlueStacks, either or whatever you run it on, right? And it just didn't feel rewarding as well at the same time, because I've invested so much time into it, right? So that's partially why I stopped playing as well.
Here's the thing, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
You're talking about things you'd have on auto. I'm talking about things you're gonna have to actively play.
Yeah.
You're not farming the raids on auto.
No, of course not. Yeah, that is true. No, that is true. That is very actually true. And especially because you're gonna do your dailies as well. You want to try and do the raids you're doing and stuff like that. No, I see where you're coming from as well.
You not only have to be with your game on. You also have to be actively playing as well. Yeah. You can't just auto it, which would be easier.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true. All right. So to wrap it up, you know what? I'm gonna ask you this question because I think it's fair enough. I think I would like to see, everybody would like to see it do well, and this goes for any gacha, even if it's not doing well. There's obviously some form of me that wants to see some gacha do well, and it's the same here. So Nag, I want to ask you things you would change to improve the game. What would be the 2 to 3 things that you would do to change the game that would actually make it better and more enjoyable?
I think what they should do, right, if I was thinking about longevity, was to stop releasing shit for your character, right? Your character is strong enough, and instead just start releasing new activities that would maybe give cosmetic stuff. We don't have cosmetic stuff in the game. we have costumes, but they're not cosmetics. You can't call them cosmetics. They affect your character, right?
Yeah.
We don't have a way to also make our own stuff. I feel like it's something that no games really explore either that I play. You making your own thing for your character, I think would be really cool. Like maybe like not necessarily you can have 100% of control, or as people just make like anti-gay propaganda. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
It would get wild, like
yeah.
old BO2 emblems or something.
Yeah.
But have some items for each character that you can just customize as you please. I think that'll be cool. That's like minor stuff that just really cool. And you know, I've been getting to crypto lately, so that might skew my perception. But I think being able to trade your characters with an in-game shop would be very cool. Like, not necessarily between players, because that wouldn't work. People can re-roll, that wouldn't work. An in-game shop where you can actually buy and sell characters and buy and sell materials for a reasonable thing. Not like, oh, I can sell my materials, but I get like 10,000 gold. I'm saying like, I can give them 99 of the new raid material for like maybe a few of the bird materials or something.
Yeah.
But I would also make so those materials can't actually be bought with real money. Those would have to be farmed materials, so there would have to be a separation. I don't know.
No, I think that's a good idea.
That's one big thing.
Yeah.
That's one big thing coming with crypto gaming, that you own your own thing, and you can do whatever you want with that thing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have any limitations like with gacha games.
Gotcha.
I think that having more control over your own stuff would be cooler, but maybe I'm too much of a libertarian.
No, I think that whole exchange thing that you had in mind, it's something that a lot of gachas do anyways right now as well, in the sense of like, but it's usually between like the material itself, so it gives you like tier 1 to tier 2, and then maybe like, or 10 of tier 1 materials can give you like 1 of tier 2 material or something like that, right?
They do that from time to time. They bring There's an event where King comes and you can switch like R pendants for anvils, but it's very limited. Very limited.
Yeah. No, of course, and yeah, you could obviously. I remember being able to change from like rare to SR pendants and SR to SSR and whatnot as well. I remember that. Or it was with books or something. I don't remember exactly what it was way back when. Trocho, what about you? Is there anything you would want to see change to potentially drag you back into the game?
Just stop making it so I have new shit to farm every single week for hours just to get all my characters up. That's what killed the game for me. Is I don't want to do that, man.
Yeah,
like level up my characters.
Something more. As what I said, like they need to chill with like upgrading your character. Upgrading each individual character is not it, because it's so much of a like you have to do so much every time. It's not like you do it once and it's done. It's like every time.
Yeah,
and like because pendants, especially if you're not like a super hardcore player, getting all the pendants. I remember back like Grey Demon when Green Liz was like super meta relevant. People were like, oh my god, you gotta use Green Liz. Well, mine was like level 1. It's like, okay, cool. Now I gotta go farm like Red Demon the entire day today. Tomorrow is all Blue Demon, then Crimson or Grey Demon, and then I can use Liz in the raid. It's very annoying that I have to spend multiple days to get one character for one specific activity just to make that one activity slightly faster. Like, this is very annoying. All the characters and the amount of materials and progression you have to do. I can't even. I haven't even touched Holy Relics. I don't even want to touch Holy Relics. Dude, Tower was enough. I'm good. That was awful.
They haven't update Tower in 4 months.
I mean,
how's Training Cave going, by the way?
Yeah, I was about to say Training Cave is something I see you tweet about a lot, and I've not seen a change yet.
I've given up. I've given up. Months ago, they announced the change.
How's spectator mode for PvP going?
Oh my god. Yeah, it just doesn't seem. Again, it comes back to that point where you guys said, right? They acknowledge a lot of things, they don't do anything about it.
By the way, today, they fixed a really nice glitch that would allow you to. So with how the bird works is there's 3 stages, one getting progressively more difficult, and if you die on like, let's say the third stage, you have to go back to the first one. So it takes like hours to beat the third stage because you have to keep trying and coming back to stage 1. There was a glitch that if you close the game right after you died, you wouldn't get reset back to stage 1. What they did was they said that they were gonna release an option. They said they were gonna stop making you reset to stage 1 instead of like fixing the glitch, because that's what people were doing. They were just glitching because it's so annoying going back to stage 1.
Yeah.
What they did today was they fixed the glitch but didn't add the option.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know what Netmarble is doing at this point. To be honest,
I'm assuming they're gonna put it. They're gonna put it at some point, but like, why even do this to me?
Yeah, I mean, if they weren't gonna fix it, they should have just left. I mean, I see where they want to fix the game, you know, bugs and all, but it's
there's so many glitches they don't fix. There's a glitch that you can do infinite raids. There's a glitch you can get 3 gems every day for free. There's a glitch to do that, and they don't fix it. Why did they fix this one? The only one I'm constantly doing.
I've never heard of these glitches, but they seem very interesting.
Yeah, you're just not playing the game enough, okay?
I mean, I don't play the game.
if you have your materials list thing, inventory full, and you do the add wheel, you can only get the gem because your inventory is full. So you can get it 3 times a day, every day.
Oh, that's actually kind of nuts. Okay.
This is a glitch that was found out as soon as Global came out. They never fixed it. It's been 2 years.
That's crazy. That's actually nuts. Well then, I guess we can wrap it up with that. That is probably
and I'm not even scared to say it publicly because everyone knows. Like, literally everyone does it. Like, they don't care.
Oh my god, I can't believe this. I genuinely cannot believe this. But oh well. I mean, that's classic Netmarble for you, I suppose. Yeah, let us know in the comment section down below. What do you guys think about SDS? If you're playing it, if you're not playing it, you used to play it. It'll be interesting to see what you guys think, of course. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Nagato and Trocho, for coming in. Appreciate y'all.
I don't know why you invited me.
Nah, just for the bands. You're the expert, right? You're the expert. We had to invite
Grand
you.
Cross battle. That's all I have to say on the matter.
I'm gonna go eat. Good night.
All right, catch you guys later. Bye bye.